Thanks to you guys for being here, doing the interview.
No problem.
First question is, what's a typical day like for you guys, just during the week?
Who'll go first?
Sure. Typical day is wake up, probably come in and get some treatment around 6 o'clock. Then it's off to class. I start class around what time? 9? Yeah. I don't know why I just asked you. Yeah, I start class around about 9, and I'll go till 11 or so, and then or 10. Then when I get out, I'll just head right over here and start watching film, and then film will roll into meetings, and then meetings will roll into practice, and all of a sudden I look up and I'm walking out of this building and it's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
Wow, that's a full day.
Yeah.
Getting up at like 5. So how about you, Tyler?
Similar. Treatment. Usually come in and go to tutoring at Vickery for about an hour or so. Especially on Mondays, I head off to class. History, country music, definitely one of my favorite classes. And then after that, me and a couple of guys usually go grab some lunch from somewhere, whether it's Smitty's or Zaxby's, just depending on the day. We kind of take polls and figure out where we're going to go. After that, you can either take a quick nap or you can just come straight to the stadium. Usually I come to the stadium, get in the meetings, practice, and after that you figure out where you got to eat dinner at and just head to the crib. So that's pretty much it.
All right. Outside of maybe football, do you guys have another sport that you guys like to follow, or another sport that you might have played when you were young?
I always played basketball. Always been a real big basketball fan and player, and love playing the game, and probably gonna end up coaching it one day. So like whenever it's the off season and intramural basketball is going around, it's kind of like one of those things where the coaches say that you can't play, but if anyone gets hurt, no one was supposed to play. So I play, and I try to stay safe out there and have fun and stuff like that.
Are you glad the lockout's over?
Yeah. I'm glad the lockout's over, and we hopefully are going to see some NBA basketball around the Christmas time.
That's cool. How about you, Tyler?
Basketball used to be a favorite until my skills started to diminish a little bit. And the murals didn't go so well for me. So honestly, I started to pick a new interest, especially in soccer somewhat. Me and him actually got on FIFA a few times over the summer and a little bit during the school year, and it's kind of interesting. And my roommates are definitely big soccer fans as well, so it's definitely something I enjoy.
That's cool. And relating to video games, do you guys ever play like NCAA football? Do you guys play as yourselves? Or is it kind of like redundant?
Definitely not. I personally don't play with Clemson at all. In the game, I got a tendency to throw high, man. I'd be overthrowing people like it ain't nothing. So I usually play with somebody like Florida State or a team like that, Florida. So that's pretty much how I go with that.
I mean, I really play the game, but if I do, of course I'm gonna play with myself. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna have like 10 catches, 300 yards. He's the only one who's getting the ball.
Alright, related, what do you guys think is like the biggest difference between playing high school football and college football, and kind of how did you prepare yourself for adjusting to the higher level of competition?
From just a non-football standpoint, it's that, but then it's the social aspect and everything as well. It's definitely a task trying to handle everything, because we do have schoolwork, but then we have this, we have liability to practice as well. So you kind of gotta, work out your time schedule and things of that nature, and it's kind of a task, trying to make sure you're getting the proper study hours in the classroom, but for football games as well. So definitely a tough task to handle somewhat.
Man, it's a whole new ball game whenever you come to the college level, and I thought that everything was going to come easy to me, and I didn't prepare myself at all. So once I stepped foot here, it was just kind of like a deer in the headlights. I didn't know what to do, didn't know what was going on. But once you dedicate yourself and sell into a program, things become a lot easier, and people are willing to help you, and that's exactly what happened. I bought into the program, and things started to smooth right on over.
A lot of people see you guys as role models. You know, a lot of people look up to you. You guys, you know, with kind of being known on a wider basis now, you kind of find it hard or more difficult to always kind of maintain a certain level of, I don't know, just to watch what
Like the type of image. I mean,
yeah.
you don't really. Let's say you want to be normal to an extent, but then you can't. Like, I mean, it's definitely almost on a different type of level. I mean, people put a lot of football players on pedestals to a certain extent, to where you do get judged for a lot of things. And I mean, in the back of your mind, you're like, yeah, I'm just a regular college student, but at the same time, you get looked at differently for the action that you take. So you got to be precautious and watch out for things that you do. So it's just one of those things. I mean, you want to be this and that, but at the same time, a price comes with, you know, playing as well. So
yeah, it's that glass house effect. You know, it comes with the job. You know, you want to be able to, that you want to play college football. You want to, you know, hopefully you want to be successful, and with success comes scrutiny, and people are going to be watching everything that you do, and it's just one of those things that coach talked to us all about all the time, and you kind of, after a while, it just builds into your character. I mean, Coach Swinney does a great job of recruiting guys with great character. So, I mean, watching what you do really isn't, you know, one of our priorities, because we're doing the right thing most of the time. You know,
Right.
most of the time.
All right. Do you guys have like somebody you guys looked up to, or you know, have a favorite player growing up, or just a role model in general? Someone you looked up to?
yeah, well, it was kind of weird for me. Like in middle school, I had this guy named TJ Mitchell. He played high school at the right down the street from where I lived at, and I used to go work out with him somewhat. You know, he was kind of like a mentor to an extent, and you know, you kind of learn a lot from him. And then you start to get a little bit older, in the high school level and the college level, and you start to kind of find your way. But then your way always isn't the right way all the time, you know. So you definitely find somebody that's accountable, and whether it's, you know, a team chaplain, or I have a few people that I can go talk to, or even some of the guys on the team that's a little bit older. You just kind of figure out things, and it's definitely a growth process and the experience.
Yeah, like Todd said, I mean, I was a basketball player, and had always been a basketball player growing up, so I didn't watch much football. But whenever I did start playing football in high school, that was right around the time that Antonio Gates was starting to make it big out there in San Diego, and he was a strictly basketball player, so I immediately glued to him. And then it just so happened that I played the same position, so he became my favorite player. And my high school coach, he's really a guy who like mentored me and really groomed me and taught me how to eat, dress, everything.
Is there any music you guys been really listening to lately? You got like a top 3 songs on your iTunes or something you guys would admit to on camera to listen to?
I mean, I listen to everything, but lately it'd have to be that Drake.
Drake.
That Drake. Which one is your favorite off of there?
Shot for me.
Shot for me.
Take a shot for me. Oh.
That one is a good one. That one is a good one.
Free Spirit is
Made me
awesome.
proud.
Make me proud. That's a
Made me
good
proud.
one. Make me
Go
proud.
hard.
That's a good one.
This
So
one.
no Justin Bieber for you guys?
Nah, no Justin. I mean, if Justin were to drop an album, I'm sure it'd be fire, and he would make the top 10.
Always got to get the cold word in there.
Yeah, J. Cole.
I vary a little bit, you know, whether it's Eli Young Band, Crazy Girls is a favorite for me. Frank Ocean, I don't know if you guys know Frank.
Oh, yeah,
Frank is dope. Currency, that's my dog. Jets. You know, it just depends. Billy Currington is another guy. One of my favorite country singers, not my favorite country singer in general. So it just depends on the type of mood that I'm in, definitely.
Alright, that's cool. I know you touched on that you enjoyed that country music class. You were saying, did you guys have like a favorite class or favorite professor that you've taken so far?
Favorite
Or at least favorite?
favorite professor. I think I go with the favorite, definitely. Taking a lot of classes. I'm a health science major, and my intro to public health teacher is he's a pretty animated character, and he does a great job of what he does in teaching intro to public health, and he makes class enjoyable. And I would have to say he was my favorite teacher, definitely. Yeah.
I definitely got least favorite class. The teachers that I'm not gonna mention at these circumstances, but say history of country music is definitely a fun one. With Dr. Hostler, Southworth, she teaches whatever social class she teaches is always one of my favorite teachers. I got the criminology with Brits was another really good one, and I mean Swartz for English. If you never had Swartz, definitely a challenging character. So if you get a chance to take him, definitely take him. So.
All right, and finally,
But go ahead, we're talking.
Alright. My last question is, what is your favorite part of the college experience, maybe outside of football for you?
For me, it's definitely interacting with the fans. Yeah, we talked about that glass house effect and how people put the student athletes up on a pedestal, and that's the way it is. And when it's like that, most guys don't realize the positive impact and influence that they have on the community around them until it's too late. And so every chance I get to interact with the community or kids or fans, I try to and try to, just put a smile on their face, whether it's saying hello to them, a handshake, or even an autograph.
Definitely, and I agree with that as well. And probably just the tradition of the school. Sometimes you forget how pretty the campus is actually, because you go through it so much. But I mean, if you ever hear, like, most of the time we're here when no students are here, so some days you just ride through and be like, man, we got a pretty nice campus, whether it's Tillman or anything of that nature, the way Bowman Field looks. So definitely a nice place to be. Wouldn't trade it for anything. And I mean, like I said, the people around here are great as well. So it's definitely a plus.
Football players, what do you think you guys would end up being? Like, maybe when you were a little kid, did you want to be like an astronaut?
Nah, I'll be a coach, definitely. My high school coach, most people know my story, my high school coach is the most influential person on my life, and I feel like if I was not going to play football and have aspirations for playing football professionally, I would definitely be a coach, just so I could give back what my coach was able to give me.
Growing up, and now, I'm a huge animal person, honestly. Always been a love for me, and I wanted to be a veterinarian growing up, so if football didn't take me on the path that it's taking me, I definitely probably would have tried to pursue that a little bit harder. So maybe after football one day, but that's definitely something that I like to do.
All right, cool. Well, I appreciate you guys doing the interview with me.